Well, hi there, I'm Casey.
And I'm Corey.
And we are the Wright Brothers. I'd like to welcome you to our July podcast.
And we should probably first start by wishing you a very happy Independence Day.
That's right, happy 4th of July.
Now this month we have something huge going on. The midway point of this month will mark the date of 1/4 century of my existence on this earth.
That's a very elaborate way of saying it's going to be your 25th birthday.
That's right, it's going to be my 25th birthday. I haven't registered for gifts anywhere for it, but feel free to stop by anywhere and send gifts in. Roger Dunn Golf Shops, Nordstrom are a few of my favorite places, so feel free to send those in.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to be getting a lot of gifts. And if one of you guys could just take the time to put "from Casey" on one of your gifts, I'd greatly appreciate that.
I'll bet. Well, this month we've got a great podcast lined up, and it's summertime, and we all know that summertime a lot of people happen to leave town for some reason.
That's right, ourselves included. We will be heading on a vacation tomorrow, when they see this, tomorrow, July 5th, and we'll be out till July 15th in the Philippines. So.
That's right. We're going to be doing a little speaking and doing some missions work over there, so we're excited. Now, one of the things that when you leave town, whether it's for business or pleasure, is that it's still very important to be able to run your business and stay in contact with your clients.
Absolutely. There's a lot of ways that you can use technology to help you do that, and that's what we're going to be talking about with you today. So without any further ado, let's dive in.
All right. Now we're going to break this kind of into two parts. The first thing that you want to consider when you're leaving town is you want to make sure that you're covered. And we're going to talk kind of a lot of services that are going to help you out in this process to make sure that you're covered. Don't worry about writing them down. We'll have a list of everything that we talk about, all the different services at the end, so that you can go through and just make some mental notes right now. Now, the first thing you want to make sure is that you're covered by your cell plan. Now, a lot of cell services have different plans and stuff. How do you make sure that you're covered?
Well, the first thing you can do is you can go to your website of your local provider, whatever it is. If you're a Verizon, go to Verizon.com. If you're Singular, go to Singular.com. And check and see what their regional coverage is. They'll always have their cell phone coverage maps. And you can just go check what the regional coverage is in that area. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure you want to call the customer care center, explain to them what part you're going to, and ask them what kind of charges are going to be there. Make sure you're going to be able to make and receive calls, particularly if you're going abroad. If you're going to another country, you may need to get a different type of phone, which sometimes they'll give you a loaner. You might need to get a world plan. You might need to do a couple things. So as you might be imagining, this is the kind of thing you want to take care of probably 5 to 7 days before you leave, not the day before you leave. But the first thing to do is check your website of your cell provider and then give a call to the customer care center.
And by doing that, you can avoid those $500 cell phone bills, those shocking cell phone bills.
Exactly.
Now, the other thing that you want to make sure of is, and we'll talk more about the wireless part of it, is that you want to make sure that you're covered wirelessly so you can access email and things like that. What's the best way to do that?
I think the best way to do this, because a lot of people, they'll take their laptops on vacation, but you're not sure where those hotspots are going to be. You just, before you leave, go check on jwire.com. And again, we'll have all these at the end. But jwire.com is a really cool website that basically you just punch in the address of whatever location you're going to be at, and it'll tell you all the wireless hotspots within 5, 10, 15, 20 miles of there. And it'll access them by, you can see which ones are free, which ones are in diners and cafes and all sorts of cool stuff. So very cool site.
Perfect, and that's if you can bring your computer. Now, everybody can't always bring their personal computer, but sometimes need to access it. What's the best way to be able to access your computer when it's at home when you might be on vacation?
Definitely the best way is go to mypc.com, and this is really cool. The first time I used this, I was like, wow, this is like magic. It's just amazing. But basically what you do is you do like a one-time setup, and it just uploads all your information from your home or your office computer. And then when you go on vacation, you'll go in, they'll give you some login information, then you'll just go to mypc.com, you'll enter your login information, and it's basically all of a sudden you're on your home computer in real time. You know, like you're really using it, and it's absolutely amazing. So you can send emails, use the programs, use the documents, everything as you would normally. So very cool tool.
Perfect. So those are the best ways to make sure that you're covered while you're out of town. All right, now another thing you want to do when you go out of town to make sure that all your business is being handled, but that you're still enjoying yourself, is something we like to call funnel and batch.
That's right. Now this is something we really developed in response to a problem that I think a lot of people have when they go on vacation. And that is, most people have, 3 to 4 different voicemails that they're checking, between your office line, your home line, your mobile line, your fax line, and then you got 3 to 4 different email accounts. And if you're making a commitment to stay in touch with all of those and to really monitor what's coming in on all of those, that in and of itself can prevent you from having any time to enjoy yourself while you're on vacation.
That's right, unless you funnel and batch. And what funnel and batching is basically, funneling is exactly what it sounds like. It's taking all those phone numbers and all those different email addresses and funneling them into one central location so that you only have one voicemail to check and one email location to check as well. Now the second thing is batching, and batching is basically taking all your correspondence and batching it into certain intervals so that you're not checking emails all throughout the day and phone calls all throughout the day sporadically. So take whatever interval might work for you. Maybe it's every other hour so that you don't ever get too far behind, but you're doing it a little bit more consistently. Or maybe it's once at the end of the day or twice a day to where you might have larger bulks of correspondence, but you're not constantly checking all throughout the day. Now there's a lot of great tools and services out there to help us funnel and batch. What are some of them that are the best on the market?
Well, the first thing you want to do, the first logical thing you want to do is make sure you have all your phone lines funneling into one phone line. The best way to do that is just to get them forwarding. And you go into your individual voicemail services and set them up to forward to the one number that you're committing to check while you're on vacation. Then you want to go and do the same thing with your email accounts. And again, you just set up the email forwarding services within the specific email account settings. So once you've done that, the next thing you can do is start to use some tech tools to help whittle this down even further. And the first thing is something I think is really cool is efax.com. And basically what this allows you to do is any fax that you get at this number, it'll shoot right through as a PDF email attachment, and you can just be sitting there with that, so you don't have to be checking fax lines or even worrying about fax lines. The next thing you can do is something called Simulscribe. And if you're an email junkie like me, I know there's some of you out there, you don't really like checking voicemail as much as you like dealing with email, and Simulscribe can help you deal with that. What it does is it'll take every single voicemail that you get and it'll transcribe it into a text message and send that to you as an email. So it's kind of a cool thing, and it has about 90% accuracy, so you can get a pretty good idea of what people are trying to say on their voice messages, and then you can really get an idea of when you need to respond to stuff. And if you're somebody like me who has a BlackBerry on you at all times, that's a really convenient way to have everything funneled in to one central location. Now, the one last cool tool that you can use, and I think this is just really nifty, is something called Pinger.com. And I think this is something that everybody's had a use for at some point. Everybody's looked at a phone list at some point and said, gee, a list of 7 or 8 people and said, gee, I wish I could just get voicemails, and not have to talk to all these people right now. And Pinger.com allows you to do that. Basically what it is, it's a service that allows you to send a message to somebody without ringing their phone. You send a voice message to them without ringing their phone. So they don't hear a ring, you don't have to deal with their greeting, it just goes straight to their voicemail inbox, and kind of a nifty way to make sure that you don't get caught in any long conversations.
Yeah, so those are some great tools to help you out while you're on vacation to make sure that everything gets taken care of, but that you're still enjoying yourself. So be sure to make sure that you're covered ahead of time, and then funnel and batch while you're on vacation. Follow those and you should be able to enjoy yourself, and let's hope that we can follow our own guidelines as we're in the Philippines.
That's right. Alright, well, real quickly, let's take a look at the upcoming publications for the month of July. You've already received your Make Your Kid the Next Einstein publication, which means that your next one is going to be your monthly newsletter. And in this month's newsletter, we've got some great stories for you. Among them, an organic gardening primer, some ways to fight retail tricks, some great ways to save money on summer vacations. So, some cool stories.
That's right, and then the following week we will be kicking off the NFL season with our annual NFL publication, which you guys should be very excited about.
Absolutely, I know I am. And then we will be concluding the month of July the way we conclude every month, and that is with our July market summary.
That's right. Well, that concludes our July podcast. I'd like to thank you guys. I'd like to take this opportunity really quickly to thank all of you for all of your support. We've been receiving a lot of referrals lately, and I just want to tell you that we truly do appreciate everything you guys do for us. You are the heart of our business, and we appreciate referrals just as much as you do. So thank you very much for the kind words that everybody's been sending and all of your referrals. So thank you very much. I hope that you guys had as much fun watching our podcast as we did making it, and as always, enjoy.